My name is Remy.
My name is Duan Chuli.
My name is August Wu.
Do you love your job?
Depends which day you ask.
好。
I think there's a lot of very easy information we can find out there about how prolific China has been, but I think the heart of what makes it unique is the conditions around China that make it a hotbed for innovation. So the sheer scale of adaptability, resilience, hunger to define the future that the last 40 years have represented is incredibly unique. So the barrier to entry for startups to build businesses, for international firms to integrate, for local firms to compete, means you're in a kind of a hot pot of incredible challenges but opportunities to test yourself but create value in pretty extreme conditions. And I think that's incredibly unique, and nowhere else in the world really offers that, nor will there be any place that offers that. IDEO has held a leading position in the design and innovation space for 40 plus years. And what's amazing is the ability to kind of uphold the values of the company that help us do the work that we do. We've been incredibly privileged to be in this market for 20 years and really watch the evolution of the ecosystem and the economy happening simultaneously.
I started to learn about IDEO, of course, from the famous supermarket cart cases, which I sort of learned in my business school. IDEO really has this methodological approach, but at the same time quite open-minded, quite open, right? So looking at the big trends, looking at the signals, looking at what's going on, but not rushing to one conclusion, but keep multiple consumer trends at the same time, then trying to explore what does that mean. And it's also a very co-created process. So our team are very highly engaged. We have a couple workshops in just 5-6 weeks time, and we really have a really productive exchange of ideas and co-created a lot of outcome together. And then of course later on we try to synthesize the outcome and etc. So I think the whole approach, the methodology itself is quite logical, but it's quite new. So I think that's really opening eyes for my team as well. So okay, we can take a different approach, try to really working on the consumer needs, not just exactly tell you what they want, but really why, the why part. And then also later on this design approach, right? So you have a fast prototype or boards or etc. So really try to visualize and put this in more tangible format. I think this is also very helpful because sometimes I guess we are not alone, but a lot of people spend too much time on PowerPoints, right? On describing, but really, making more physically, even find some analogy, that really help. That's really inspiring in my opinion.
我会觉得说，很多时候大家就像你说的，了解到的中国是一些非常宏大的一些概念嘛，对吧？那很多时候这些信息是来自于一些新闻的头条啊。一些数字、数据啊、大数据啊，包括一些很学术的一些研究，但其实会发现说，作为一个这么巨大的市场其实这些信息不是说他们不对，但是这些信息它丢失了很多更加能够启发真正意义上有价值的商业机会的一些texture， 一些纹理。中国的企业在想的问题是怎么样去更好的满足到用户的一些更细微的情感需求，所以到了今天这样的一个发展阶段，不再是说我透过宏观的这些数字就能够去精准的找到差异化的机会点的。
All companies can come up with great ideas, and actually our role is not about coming up with the best idea. It's really about unlocking the potential of companies and their ideas, but really helping them understand what it's going to take to make that real and what new collaborations are going to happen. And that's something we've been very conscious of doing because that's where real innovation happens, where the courage comes from, where the ability to learn from failure comes from, and kind of the experimentation mindset, it becomes really, really key. And design is very powerful for that. So bringing tangibility, bringing fun, bringing human truth to these things, really reframe how organizations work And we create the space for that to thrive. And I think that's where we do our best work. When we go into deep partnerships, mutually trust each other, and kind of step into the unknown together.
This is the idea I want to share with my team, that I encourage people to just dare to be creative, to dare to innovate. Then of course it's not that easy. And of course you might make mistakes. And sometimes you don't get the result you want from the beginning. But I think the courage and the willingness to try, I think that's really important. And I think if we want to really getting on top of the industry, if we want to become a leader, we need to be innovative, right? That's actually common sense. You cannot be a leader by just following other people, right? So I think at some point, it's okay to be engaged in a creative process, like the product definition. And it's okay to try some new ideas. And there is a method that we can learn and make it more efficient and more effective. I think that's the big idea.
What is your favorite Chinese food?
I really love hot pot.
Would you consider IDEO to be some type of like hot pot?
That's what I think deeply resonate with me about this, like IDEO as a workplace for me, because I think we have a very diverse group of people who work here. I think we all believe in creating positive impact through what we know, what we are good at in the world. I think that is what draws all of these great talents together in this place. And I think it's exactly like hot pot. It allows and encourages different opinions and also the making spirit. Like everybody should be a maker, not just a thinker. I think both thinking and making are very important in creating meaningful new changes in the world. So yeah, so I think that's a great analogy.